Ladies and gentlemen, today we are not going to discuss any other ordinary topic. Today we are introducing a new series. We are coming up with 3 week, 3 videos, 3 series. We are going to speak about 3 companies in 3 weeks, which were once the greatest brands, but today they are in the bankruptcy mode. So, 3 decisions which made a collapse of these 3 companies, and not just that, we are going to give 3 takeaways so that you don't commit those mistakes in your life. Let's jump with the week number 1 with today with one brand. It all began with a teacher in a small town in Kerala, and this teacher had one core competency, that was teaching mathematics in the simplest way. To put that in an easy perspective, a single classroom was filled up and students were waiting outside just to hear his mathematics session. And I can say it was a rare gift of him given by the God. So he wanted to reach a large number of students by sitting at one place. So he made a decision. In 2015, he put that gift inside a phone, and shockingly it worked. A child who hated to study mathematics today is enjoying it only because of this teacher. Parents trusted it and teachers appreciated it. I can say it was genuinely the greatest product in the educational technology. In few years, the entire world noticed this guy, and today we are speaking about the greatest educational technological brand in the world, BYJU'S. BYJU'S became one of the most valuable educational technology brand in the world. $22 billion. Imagine this. It is the net worth of BYJU'S and raised $4.6 billion from investors. So that stops the goodness of BYJU'S. What happened next is so painful and so terrific that BYJU'S never expected that can happen. Because 4 years later, the founder itself has lost control of his own company. A court sent him to jail for contempt, and today BYJU'S is worth effectively nothing. But I want to clear one thing. It didn't die from the bad luck. It died because of 3 decisions, and that is what we are discussing today. Decision number 1. It went shopping with borrowed money. When in the pandemic period, COVID-19 in 2020, almost all the schools and colleges were shut. At that time, BYJU'S had a diamond opportunity. BYJU'S, instead of utilizing it, it took an adverse impact. It went for shopping. Yes, BYJU'S shopped brands which were its competitors. White Hat Junior, $300 million, bought it. Epic, $500 million, bought it. Great Learning, $600 million, bought it. And on top of all this, Akash, around $950 million, bought it. Over $2 billion was spent in that time period. In just a span of 18 months, I can say. And that was the first adverse impact that BYJU'S got. Now, after all this purchase and shopping, did BYJU'S grow? Sadly, no. It even shrank. Yes, after purchasing and acquiring all the brands, it didn't grow. It just shrunk. Instead of getting bigger, it got heavier for the company itself. And to make it more adverse, decision 2 comes in. It sold debt to people who couldn't afford it. Now, to feed that growth and come out of that crisis period, BYJU'S did something that no brand should even do and even think of doing. It was just to go reach every parent's house and every student's house and ask them to enroll into BYJU'S. So, what BYJU'S did is, BYJU'S started finance. It made an educational EMI. So, if a finance is not being paid by the parent, BYJU'S never comes up to the home and asks the payment. But instead, finance companies come and sit on the neck of parents to pay the finance. And what did BYJU'S do? BYJU'S even didn't care. And to make that things even worse, decision 3 hit worsely. It hid from its own auditor. BYJU'S had borrowed $1 billion from American investors. And on one condition, file your audit accounts on time. But what did BYJU'S do? It sadly didn't. In June 2023, Deloitte resigned itself as an auditor of this brand. 3 major investors quit the board the same week, and when the leaders opened the books, $553 million transferred from BYJU'S account, and that too unlawfully. Ladies and gentlemen, here I want to give you a question. Where do you think this money went to? You may say another investment company, or you may say acquisition of some competitor. But it didn't go to any one of them. It went to a pancake shop. What did founders say? Founders denied everything, and they didn't realize one thing, that the trust what they had was completely torn apart, and a $22 billion company was dragged into insolvency. So now let us come to the 3 takeaways that we need to take from these 3 decisions, because these 3 decisions costed these companies and we should avoid them. So we are going to divide a takeaway into 2 things, the decision and the lesson. So takeaway number 1, the decision. It bought growth instead of building it. And the lesson, growth you buy is not the growth. If the money stops and the business shrinks, you never had a business, but instead you had a subsidy. What BYJU'S did was the greatest blunder any company can do. Instead of just growing, it started to purchase growth. And on top of that, many companies do that. Instead of purchasing one brand, it multiplied its acquisitions, it went into purchasing many brands, and today it shrank, not grew. Takeaway number 2, the decision. It made the investor its customer and the students its product. The lesson? The moment you serve the number instead of the person who pays you, the person who pays becomes the thing you sacrifice. Ladies and gentlemen, to put that in a simple way, any business should first prioritize its customers instead of the money that customers pay. It may be any brand on the planet. When you try to focus on the money that the customer gives and neglect the customer itself, that is the first step of your decline. And be ready for the bankruptcy, because that is the adverse impact that is going to fall on you and your brand. Takeaway number 3, the decision. It treated the audit as an enemy. And the lesson? Hiding from the people checking your books doesn't buy you time. It just decides who gets to bury you. Imagine this. BYJU'S hid its own accounts from its own auditor, and it transferred millions of dollars into an unidentified account, and the auditor itself didn't know. And that was the greatest mistake that BYJU'S committed, because when your own decisions are not known to your own people, then who is going to care about you? And you expect somebody to trust yourself when you're not trusting your own people. And that was an adverse impact that hit into BYJU'S. So on comprising all of this, the company is gone today. It is nowhere to be seen in the markets, it is nowhere to be seen in the apps. But still, the customer is still paying the EMI every single month. And the gadgets and the tablets that they give to their students are still lying in the student shelves. Ladies and gentlemen, remember one thing, a company can go to zero, but the debt that the customers took can never go to zero. So after looking into this BYJU'S case study, we are coming up next week with one of the greatest infrastructure brand in China that was leading all across the world but shrank and nowhere to be seen in the Chinese markets and the world's markets. So make sure to hit that subscribe button and notification bell so that you don't miss something big on the next Saturday. That's it from my side for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Meet you in the next one. Until then, bye bye.